a very late admission cycle surprise and was admitted into Stanford Law School this week. So I'm very, very grateful for that result.
Yeah, you must be ecstatic. Well, what happened? Did they email you? Did they call you?
Yeah, so I got an email from Dean Deal, and it was it didn't really have like the Stanford logo. And at first, I was actually preparing for our class, and I was on my computer, and I opened up my emails, and I saw an email, and I was kind of like, "Is this real? What is this?" And in shock for a long while. And then once I kind of took the news in, pretty much just started crying and was in fetal position for a while. But yeah, no, definitely just super happy. I think I'm still taking it in because it only happened 2 days ago. So yeah.
That's incredible. I couldn't be happier for you. I can't think of someone who deserves it more. Everything you put into this entire process, the LSAT side, the admissions side. I'm just happy for you. I can't say more than that. But
Thank
hoping you can,
you.
of course, I'm hoping you could backtrack a little bit and just walk through folks through your LSAT journey, maybe take it from the top and then all the way through to bring us up to present.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. From the beginning, I guess I had already been out of school for 3 years at the time. I was very fortunate enough to land straight from undergrad into a career that I actually really working as a diplomat representing New Zealand for a long time. But I kind of wanted a change in direction, and I knew law school would open a lot of doors for me. Looking into LSAT material, I started kind of the self prep books, the very large companies that everyone kind of knows of, and got some results, but ultimately. And then that's when I found your prep test company, LSAT Unplugged, and started taking classes and participating in especially the Mastermind live classes where not only we have access to you, but to the very brilliant community with, students with experience prepping for this test on their own. And everyone was so helpful. You come to the class with a question, and not only do we get your experience, but everyone else's little tips and tricks as well. And you find the kind of personalized way that suits you the best. And yeah, it kind of just went from there. It took me, I feel studying for it in March 2020. I kind of had a mental breakdown right before the June exam, which I came to you with, and you so graciously just replied to me very quickly. I was a little unsure about whether or not I wanted to take the exam. I didn't feel ready, so I took a pause for a month and kind of just took a break. And then I took the October exam, I believe, which was my first ever take, and was lucky enough to get a 170 with a 153. So just being able to meet you in this journey, but also just everyone else that I have met through your course.
Oh, of course, I'm so excited for you. And that was a fantastic score increase, 153 to 170, several months invested in the process. That was October. We're now speaking in mid to late April at this point. So we're now like maybe 6 months since you got that LSAT score back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It's been a very long process. I think for, future applicants doing this, I think the first thing obviously is to get your LSAT score, and you feel such a sense of relief when you get the score that you worked for so long. But after that comes the application different beast. I'm really grateful for all the people who have been there to support me through this process, but it's definitely a whole entire process. I think the law school admissions process isn't very transparent at the moment. So I hope this video will get some information.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure it will. And everyone's always so grateful when you share your insights in class. And it's great to have this for everyone as well. Can you share a little bit about what your classes are like? Because of course, your LSAT journey did not end in October. Since then, of course, we've welcomed you on board inside the LSAT Unplugged community, first as a course student before, but now as an instructor. So I'm so excited to have you on board as an instructor now. Your classes have been so well received and regarded, well reviewed. What are your classes like? What do you do?
So I teach both logical reasoning and reading comprehension. Let's start off with logical reasoning. I teach a beginner logical reasoning foundations class where I go through every question type very specifically and very in detailed, talking about different tricks and tips of identifying the question, method, little things that I learned on the way, my personal approach. But then we go into a very unique Socratic review process, which is very special to your course, of course, where we look at real questions in real time. But not only that, we look into the answer choices, analyzing why it is that a question wrong, why it was attractive, but also for the right answer choices, why they were right, but what also made them unappealing, and getting into the test makers' minds, but also getting into each person's minds about their unwarranted assumptions, their habits of thinking, to really weed out the, I guess, habits of thinking that we have that would lead us to incorrect answer choices. And then noting those things, writing a individualized takeaway so that we know to avoid making the same mistake in the future.
That's awesome. I love that you've taken that on. The Socratic review method, of course, is something that's unique to our course. And so you walking students through that live in class, I think just is a great way for them to adopt it into their own review process, into their own studying outside of class as well. And you're also doing the reading comp deep dive classes as well. Could you share a bit on that?
Yeah, the reading comp deep dive classes are also really special. So what we do is I'll give them around, 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the difficulty of the passage, reading that in class, and then immediately we'll go into analyzing the passage. So obviously we look at things like the main point, what the structure of each paragraph, but then going into, again, the different questions. I share how you should be approaching a question depending on the question type, and then again, analyzing why each answer choice is right and why it is wrong.
That really is the most important thing. Again, back to that review process, breaking it down from beginning to end. So I'm glad you're doing those. I'm excited for you with your journey in Stanford Law as well. So what's next for you? Are you going to relocate to California? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've been on the West Coast. Well, all of my time in the US have been spent on the East Coast, but now I am very excited to relocate to sunny California.
That's so awesome. I couldn't be happier for you. Do you have any particular plans for your legal career journey? Any particular areas you want to focus?
I haven't decided yet. I know I have a very strong passion for international human rights law, just because of my personal some of the things that we've gone through. But I'm also really open to looking into antitrust law, intellectual property law. Those are some things that I've had exposure to just through my previous work experience. So I'm point. I don't want to close any doors off.
Of course not. It's good to keep it wide open. And who knows, things could radically change for you during your time in law school. You get exposed to new areas. So that's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to connect with me, Annie. Stay on for a moment after we end the interview. I want to catch up with you a little bit more, but this was fantastic. And again, I'm excited for you. I couldn't be happier.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.